The Yu-Gi-Oh problems just keep stacking up. Today, big dog, I got some more news that is incredibly painful for Yu-Gi-Oh players, and me and chat are going to be talking about these problems, but I don't just come with problems. We're going to be talking about how we as a community can fix it. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Didn't we do this video last week, Berserker? That's why I said the problems keep stacking up. So just recently, we got some more unfortunate news. I mean, a couple of unfortunate things. But before we jump on in, let's actually talk about some good things that are happening in Yu-Gi-Oh! Please, I need a break from this content. Y'all know I hate this negative trash. So let's do like a little good, bad, good sandwich. Get everybody's spirits up. Red Dragon Archfiend is the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! With the new card. Let's go! More diversity was brought into the game because of Terminal Revenge. I just topped with Sprite. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That's exactly something we can talk about. Battles of Legends Terminal Revenge, people thought was going to be a complete flop. It's not. In actuality, Battles of Legends Terminal Revenge was completely amazing. Over last regionals, we've seen a couple of decks that got support from the strategy top, Ritual Beast going completely crazy and being one of the most powerful decks to summon Thunder Dragon Colossus. Some players even put me on game and said the deck can also make Arch Nemesis Protos. And since it can summon fire monsters, it can stop Snake Eyes with just that blow. In other words, this deck isn't just a dimensional shifter Yu-Gi-Oh deck. It's a dimensional shifter deck with Thunder Dragon Colossus and other methods to be able to win the game. Yubel is the deck that everyone says they like, but no one watches, which is why I haven't given a deck profile or an update. Ritual Beast seems popular. I don't know why. Didn't read the cards, just traded them. Berserker, I'm telling you right now, you need to learn about Ritual Beast. It's very important because if you don't, a player will cheat you. I'm telling you, Ritual Beast players, I'm not saying that they're cheaters, but they can accidentally cheat, and then there's some that may purposefully cheat you. Go ahead and check out that video that I made about Ritual Beast so you can learn anything about it. But Yubel has also been a deck that's been making waves. It's been topping over the course of the Legacy of Destruction events, and now it got Phantom Yubel to make the deck a lot stronger. Cheating is a part of Yu-Gi-Oh? Take me out. Don't say that. Some major cards are getting less in price due to upcoming reprints. Thank you. Oh my God. I've noticed cards like Bestial Dispatcher have been dropping in price, and if you guys haven't checked out the cards that you should sell before they plummet in price, go ahead and check it out. There are a ton of cards that me and chat put you guys on game that you should be looking to flip because it is going to be reprint season very soon. But now that we got a lot of that out of the way, let's talk about some of those problems, right? I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh is doom and gloom, guys. Genuinely, I think Yu-Gi-Oh would be in a better spot if Snake Eyes were dealt with. But Konami decided to compound it with another problem that's just not good. The new set, Infinite Forbidden, is going to be crazy good. Not only is it going to give support to decks like Centurion, Dark Magician, Exodia, Gimmick Puppet, Madolche, Memento, Ragnaraka. It gives so much crazy support. It also introduces some new archetypes that we're going to talk about, such as Whitewoods, Light and Darkness Dragon series, and Fiendsmith. But that's where we're starting to have a problem. See, the Fiendsmith strategy is more of an engine. It's going to be cards that you place inside of your deck to be able to make your strategy stronger. We talked about how the card is ridiculously powerful because it can make a Beatrice, which can send any card from your deck to the graveyard. That's weird. But now we're coming across a new problem where this must-play engine for competitive players is now going to be a secret rare. It's a very degenerate engine. I'm not gonna lie, it is. And now that Moon of the Closed Heaven is a confirmed card, it's almost a must-play in any deck that wants to be competitive, especially Snake Eyes, guys. Especially Snake Eyes. I'm trying my best right now to stay happy because Konami could implement a ban list before Nationals. If there is a guy, it's literally the only thing keeping me together by a thread, so pray for me and check on me as the format develops. So we're not going to talk about this too much. We're going to move on. Fiendsmith engine is too easy to use and doesn't take up deck space. Guarantee it will be 100+ range. The fact that you need 3 of the Fiendsmith engraver and the other cards were unknown about at the second, but you're going to need those 2 is already going to make the Fiendsmith engine incredibly hard to get and also very expensive. But to add more compounding fire to the fire is that the North American Nationals is the weekend of the set release. Chat, how terrible is that? So players that want to be competitive have to have access to the best cards in the game. Infinite Forbidden is a game-changing set, and Konami has made this engine incredibly hard to get by making it secret rare. When is Nats? Nats is on the 19th, 20th, and 21st of July. The set release is on the 19th of July. Literally, while players are trying to get their last chance qualifiers, they also have to battle on who's gonna spend enough money to be able to afford these new powerful cards for your engine. But it gets worse. Is it legal for Nats? Yes, it is 100% legal for Nats, my brother in Christ. It creates a situation where you genuinely have to pay to play the game. Even though Konami is helping budget decks, they're favoring hella expensive decks that are meta. I want to go as far as say is they're not even helping budget decks. I think having a expensive engine that you need inside of some decks is fine. I'm not okay with staple Yu-Gi-Oh cards being paywalled behind secret rare pricing, and this being a card that you need to compete. Do you guys remember the TCG's versions of Maxi? Because we're getting that card in Charmy Pirelli. That card, unfortunately, is also confirmed a secret rare. So a lot of you guys are a little bit too young to remember this, but I remember back in my day, Maxi only had one printing. It was a secret rare. Granted, when Maxi came out, despite what some people may believe, the card was almost worthless. But once people figured out how powerful Maxi was, it was a $100 must-play secret rare. Konami decided to do that all over again, but now since we're in the age of the internet, everybody knows that Bolt Charmy Pirelli is a must-play Yu-Gi-Oh card. So why would we think that it's anything less than $100 a pop? Damn, Grandpa, bro, don't come at me. I'm trying to get you game, son. A little bit of good to come out of this. Do you guys remember the Legacy of Destruction set? I know you do. It was the very last Yu-Gi-Oh set. What did you guys think about that set? It was cool. The set was pretty decent. I forgot what was in it. Allow me to paint a picture, guys. Let's put it this way, chat. If Nightmare Throne was a secret rare, if Tenpai Dragon Pedro was a secret rare, if Lightsworn Dragonling was a secret rare, and they also took out some of the gold sarcophagus slots, you guys would be saying something totally different about this set. Hell, you can even make some of the important Melodious cards super rare, ultra rare, and secret rare, and I promise you guys would be saying this was a great Yu-Gi-Oh set. So you really did put Konami in a catch-22 situation. When cards are easy to get and readily accessible, the set is bad. But when cards are very hard to get, the set is good. But you have to pick your poison. You can either complain about cards being too expensive, or you can accept that bad sets are actually good for the game. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have every Yu-Gi-Oh set be bad and have easily accessible cards than the other way around. Currently, as it stands, it seems like people are gonna have to pay $600 on top of their $1,000 deck just to be able to compete at the highest level of the event. Ashen not playable? Bro. So in essence, my only big problem with Konami is that they dropped the Infinite Forbidden set and made it legal for the national championship the same day. But overall, I think Yu-Gi-Oh players cannot be mad if they make cards really expensive, making it a better set, as opposed to making a set easier accessible and it being a trash set. Budget? What's budget? That's something that I think a lot of players don't really realize when it comes to making Yu-Gi-Oh sets, and one thing I think we have to defend Konami on. But there is one more thing we have to talk about again, guys. And I think that this is another compounding problem. As of February 2024, some players speculated that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duels may be nearing its end due to underwhelming patches, broken format, and long release droughts. However, Konami Entertainment announced a new box set, Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel Midterm Destruction, which was going to release in March 29th, 2024. Unfortunately, that was the last Speed Duel set. And from what I've heard, there is no more Speed Duel going forward. I would be fake as hell to tell you guys that I'm upset that Speed Duels is finishing. I know one person that plays Speed Duels and I know he's upset, but as far as most Yu-Gi-Oh players, I think we forgot that it was a thing. I think the biggest appeal for Speed Duels was that we were getting other cards printed in different rarities that we want. Like, I remember Breaker the Magical Warrior getting a secret rare, Don Zulu getting a secret rare and being easily accessible. That was the biggest appeal for us as most players into Speed Duels. What is Speed Duels? Speed Duels is like Duel Links, but in real life. And actually, I think it is Duel Links, right? I actually did play Speed Duels when it first came out. It was really fun. But the problem with Speed Duels was that there was almost no way that Konami could make Speed Duels compete with an alternate format like Edison, Tengu Plant, or Go. 0% chance. I'll say this year, Yu-Gi-Oh sets have been disappointing, with RC2 being most disappointing set in my opinion. Hey, I didn't say it this time. But what can we do to fix these problems, chat? Take over Konami? Bro, we gotta start off small. I think all of these issues are one and the same. we can actually have a good Yu-Gi-Oh set with key cheap reprints, and we can also have support for alternative formats. It can all be in the same thing. And I think even for the expensive cards, we should also have a solution too. The first thing that I suggest is all going to be about the community. I noticed that in Magic the Gathering, you're allowed to have proxies. Yu-Gi-Oh is starting to approach that range where I think it should be acceptable to have proxies. If the cards are indistinguishable from other cards inside of your deck, why would you care if somebody is playing a proxy version of the card? Please, chat, before you guys say anything, don't give me that, well, I paid this much money for the card and he should have to too. We don't even have the same budgets. No proxies, ask a friend. Chat, if you guys think about it, players using proxies as opposed to using the actual cards will show Konami that we are not satisfied with their game while also allowing us to play the game that we love still at the time being. Come on, think about it, guys. Think about it. Have you guys ever had to try to budget that money to go get a particular card that you wanted? That actually does fund Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys turn around and just make a proxy instead, Konami sales will eventually start to decline. They'll wonder why they're declining. And that's when we get them, chat. It's boycotting without boycotting. I think that we should use proxies, and those proxies should be in the form of OCG Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That way they can still keep the same thickness and rigidity of regular Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm not a fan of proxies in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm someone playing an Asian English card instead. That's a damn proxy. You playing fake cards at this time, Bensley. Oh my God. Bro, I use proxies so much just to practice decks. I wish I could use them at tournaments. All I'm saying is that if you go to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament and nobody says a word, then nobody says a word. Proxies add a gray area to the game. I'm not saying that proxies don't add another problem to the card game, but you can't provide any solution ever without introducing another problem. It's just which problem is better. I think it's better to have a proxy card game problem than I can't afford to play the game problem, because one of those problems gets a player out of the game. Cali finna find himself on the next forbidden list. Oh no. The next thing that I think Konami should do is to actually start to implement their other format cards inside of the main sets. Let's say hypothetically you buy a booster box of Legacy of Destruction, and then there are cards that are for the more competitive side. Obviously, we have a whole bunch of filler cards inside of the set. What if Konami actually replaced that with cards that can be played in a separate format, a more casual and relaxed format? That would literally solve the problem of being able to support other formats for Yu-Gi-Oh! And having players enjoy other things. They should promote old formats as sanctioned tournaments up to the regional level. They should also do that too. I'm actually tired of having Time Wizard format at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals. When can we just have a 2010 Edison format? Regional. Isn't Speed Duels the casual format? You're not wrong. But at the same time, nobody plays Speed Duels because you have to buy other cards. If the cards are already implemented inside of the set that you're getting, then you don't have to go out of the way and buy other cards. Allow people to make their own cards? Bensley's going crazy. Like Hearthstone, they have ranked with like 3 or 4 expansions, and WoW that also has all the sets. Now we're going somewhere. Here goes the Earth Machine Copium 2. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think about all of these ideas. I think that they're great, and unfortunately, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is starting to have more problems on one top of another, but fortunately enough, there's some good things to help balance it out and some solutions we have for the community.